Yeah, today is not the best day for news. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jane. Today, guys, today. Well, in case you haven't heard, I mean, I'm probably the last one to talk about this, but apparently Warner Brothers, or there's a rumor circulating that Warner Brothers has basically taken Henry Cavill out of the equation. He is no longer Superman for reasons unconfirmed, but assumed to be the fact that he could not cameo and make his schedule line up with an appearance in the Shazam film, in addition to apparently being a diva on set. And this has been going on all day, since early morning, I would say. And the thing is like, as soon as I heard it, all I could think of is, wow, Warner Brothers, you just don't know when to stop interfering. That is just a huge blow. That's gonna crumble the entire universe if it hasn't already been crumbling as it is with what they've been working on, and the supposed talks of Ben Affleck being out as Batman, and the simple fact that there's been rumblings that they're gonna reboot the entire universe regardless anyway with a Flashpoint film. Warner Brothers has had a history of flagrantly and disregardingly interfering with the last few movies that it's had. Starting with Suicide Squad, going into Justice League, and now I just don't even know what to make of this. If they remove Henry Cavill as Superman, that will be one of the biggest injustices ever committed in cinema history, because you had a great person in him. Now, don't get me wrong, people think that he was a shitty Superman, some people think he was a great one, mostly because of the way that Zack Snyder had depicted him. Me personally, I loved the take on Superman, and growing up, Superman was always this 100% Boy Scout, all-powerful guy who never really had it rough and was never, a question as far as a moral compass. He always made the right decisions. And as far as I'm concerned, this series humanized Superman so well in Man of Steel. Yes, it was a little premature to do Batman and Superman on the same screen, but we had Batfleck out of that. And on top of that, the director's cut took superhero films to different places. Now, did the audience want it to go in that place? That's arguable, but that's not my point. The point I'm making is you're getting rid of one of the best picks that you had for a modern Superman. He was passed on for Bryan Singer's Superman Returns, which was a good thing to me because this version of Superman is eons better. It wasn't trying to be a cheap copy of Christopher Reeve's Superman. Ultimately, with this news, if it is confirmed to be true at some point in the near future, then that is one of the worst mistakes, and honestly, I've checked out of Warner Brothers at this point. If this is it, then I've completely checked out of Warner Brothers, and I could care less whether or not they go forward with the DC universe. I dug what they were doing short of Suicide Squad, and I really disliked the fact that they did a half-assed version of the Justice League film, not keeping in tone with what Zack Snyder had wanted and all this stuff. When I had seen Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, I knew where he was going. I could envision the trilogy being completed. Of course, tragedy struck. Of course, people kept on being naysayers and jerks and condemning the way the films were being done, the darker tone, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But Henry Cavill, throughout it all, was not a mistake in that series. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Half of you watching this are probably like, yeah, you're right. But then the other half of you like, you're just being a whiny brat. This is ridiculous. You're crying over some guy being cast. I'm not crying. Did you see tears in my face? I'm not crying. At the end of the day, it's not something that's going to affect my world. But it just sucks knowing that I really enjoyed his take on Superman and what they were doing with the character. Plus, he was starting to become into his own as Superman and as the character, to be kind of harkening back to that original old school feel. Nothing can touch the Christopher Reeve Superman. Nothing is going to emulate perfectly the comics of Kal-El/Superman. But he was getting to be a good balance of both, even though I did like that more vulnerable Snyderverse Superman in general. Ultimately, guys, again, if they do end up confirming that he is fired or that he has departed the role, I'm totally done with Warner Brothers. I don't have any faith in them anymore. Warner Brothers just borderline Sony. Actually, they're worse than Sony at this point because they are shooting themselves in the foot. They're trying to be their competition. Why do you need to be Marvel? One of the things that I found very refreshing about DC was the fact that it wasn't trying to be Marvel and it was doing its own thing. Okay? And don't tell me that, oh, they started too early with grouping heroes and stuff. No, that's BS because Guardians of the Galaxy did just that without any previous experience with any of the characters. They made you love a freaking tree and a raccoon. Oh, but Marvel does it best. Yeah, well, Marvel has a track record of being able to hit it out of the park. And ultimately, people somehow feel that Marvel is better, even though they keep rehashing the same formula every single origin film, and every single film that they make is not a winner. Okay? Let's get that clear right now. But ultimately, like I said, it is what it is. I have to put a disclaimer. Danny Garcia, his manager, who was incidentally The Rock's business partner and ex-wife, did say that he still has the cape in his closet and that Warner Brothers and Henry and her are still all, partners in the going forward of the DC universe. Expect a statement to be released later on today. And then Warner Brothers followed up saying that although the future hasn't been set for the Superman films or the fate of them, they are still, in a good relationship, as it were. I'm paraphrasing, of course, with Henry, and they haven't parted ways. There's no hints of that. But it's a little weird. A little while ago on his Instagram, Henry Cavill did a video of him with a shirt that says Krypton Lifting Team, and then he brings up a doll of Superman with kind of a grimace on his face, or like this disgusting or upset look, and then he pulls it down in that short clip, and the caption reads, "It's been an exciting day, #Superman." Ultimately, I don't believe anything until I actually get true confirmation, and there's been multiple outlets that have just been spreading this like wildfire. I don't know if it's because of sparking a buzz or whatever, but everyone on YouTube is running with this and saying, oh, he's totally fired. We don't know yet. Now, this is at the time of me recording this, so by the time this gets posted and everything, we could have a definitive statement saying, oh yeah, Henry is out, and now we're just, at odds, not going forward with the DC universe, or as it was previously. But yeah, those are my quick thoughts on this. I don't really know what to make of it, other than the fact that, Henry, if this is your last time, or if this is the time that you're announcing that you're departing from the role and you're not going to get to don the cape again, I'm really sad. It's kind of like what they did with James Bond and Timothy Dalton. He was supposed to be well past 2 films, but because they didn't delegate, work out the logistics, and get everything done fast enough, he had gotten a raw deal out of it. And in this case, it would be the same thing with Henry, who I feel is a great actor and who I feel has great potential and great roles. And I loved what he did with his acting ability in Mission Impossible 6. I thought that was a very good role for him and a different turn for him. He just got announced to be the lead part in the Netflix Witcher series, which is coming out, which I'm not too familiar with the property, but that's good for him. And it's kind of funny because this all transpired mostly because of the fan art that showed him as that character. And then, of course, groundswell, and then boom, next thing you know, you have this role that he actually liked in the first place, and now he's going to be able to play it as it stands right now. But overall, guys, what do you make of this news? If he is truly gone from being Superman, how will you feel? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like what you see here, go check out my other videos on my channel. And as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and take care. Bye.